What's going on, guys? It's Lazarus here, back with another MLB The Show 20 video, and today we're going to be going over some of the details that were revealed in last Thursday's stream. We got a bunch of information about franchise mode, road to the show, and some new legends as well. So we're going to go ahead and just get straight into things, starting off with the new legends. The first new legend we're going to be seeing is Brian Roberts, the former Baltimore Oriole and New York Yankees middle infielder, mainly Baltimore Oriole. He was a Yankee for like one season. And over the course of his career, he picked up 1,500 hits, 97 homers, and played 14 years in the bigs. So he's not quite like a Hall of Famer type of guy, but he had a pretty long and respectable career, and it's just cool to see him in the game. The next legend that they introduced was first baseman John Olerud. I don't know if I pronounced his last name right, I probably butchered it, but it's all good. And he played on a bunch of different teams, the Blue Jays, Mets, Mariners, and then shorter stints with the Yankees and Red Sox. And the guy had a pretty productive career as well, picking up 2,239 hits, 255 homers, and playing over 17 years in the big leagues. So while these two new legends aren't quite Willie Mays level or Babe Ruth level, they're cool guys to see from the last 20 years, and it's definitely better to have them in the game than not in the game. The next thing we're going to be talking about is the franchise mode improvements, mainly because I'm pretty disappointed by what San Diego Studios showed off in the stream. So rebranding is a thing in the game, along with relocation, but it's not exactly how I want it to be, you know what I mean? I'll get more into that in a second. But some of the features you can do now in franchise mode is create your own team name, your own team logo. You can edit your team's uniforms, and this is all done in Diamond Dynasty style. So picture the mechanics used to make your stuff there, just transfer it over to franchise mode, which is cool. And you can even pick a new home stadium. But the problem is, there's not like custom generic stadiums to choose from. So if you want to relocate your team to, let's say, Montreal, you're either going to have to play in the Blue Jays stadium, which will still have all the Blue Jays stuff in it, as far as I know, or a minor league stadium, which has 10,000 seats. So it's just really disappointing that the fact you can't choose like 3 generic stadiums. You could have a dome, an open one, and then something else. And then they would just slap your colors and logo on the stadium. But instead we have to choose from the same ones we've had in the game for the last 5 years. Hopefully by the time next gen comes out, that's when they'll implement Stadium Creator, and that's why they didn't put effort into making new generic stadiums. But no one really knows at this point. All I know is I was looking forward to that, but now it's kind of killed a lot of my hype personally. But we'll just have to see what happens from here on out. You can also make this change from the very start of the offseason, or when you first start up your franchise. So there's 2 different ways to do it, whenever you feel like it. You could also save teams, and you could make other teams in your league rebranded even if you're not playing as them. So we all know the Astros are about to get a lot of hate, and that's going to be funny. Some other little details: 26-man rosters are in the game, 3 batter minimum rule, 2-way players. You're going to be able to designate a guy as a 2-way player like a Shohei Ohtani type. No more waiver deadline. And new brands and stuff, mainly Jordans. So with all that out of the way, we're going to move on to Road to the Show and talk about some of the new features there. Now this isn't exactly a Road to the Show feature per se, but it does add a whole kind of layer of immersion into the game mode. And that's the new inclusion of minor league rosters from day one. So from now on, there's no need to wait for the community rosters anymore. Full minor league rosters will be in the game from launch. And San Diego Studios worked with the guys from Raiden to do it. So what that means is it's going to be similar quality to what we've had over the last few years. And there's like 100 guys who've actually got their faces scanned into the game, along with animations and equipment and all that stuff. So they're going to be much more accurate now too. And this also allows the prospects to have cards in Diamond Dynasty, which would be a first. Of course, we have the Future Stars cards, but that's kind of a different thing. And now you could have guys like Tim Tebow, who haven't gotten to the majors yet, in Diamond Dynasty for the first time ever. So that's definitely going to be cool to see. And of course, the ability to start your Road to the Show on day 1 and not have to wait 2 weeks for the rosters to come out is also really freaking cool. And we can get this stuff started right from the jump. Now, as for the actual changes in Road to the Show this year, there's really not much. They just went a little bit deeper into relationships and challenges, but nothing really crazy overhauling the game mode or anything like that. So how relationships work: let's say you're a second baseman and you and your shortstop are turning double plays. That will increase your relationship with your shortstop. Basically, plays completed in the field with another player give you points to their relationship, and as the relationship goes up, you guys both get slight attribute boosts. And you only do get this if you actually play the field. Simming will not get anything. And the longer you play with the same players, the more the relationships will go up and the more attribute boosts you will get. So basically this could change how a lot of people play the mode, at least in the way that I usually just sign a bunch of 1-year deals and go year to year on different teams, tearing up the league. But now if you stay on one team, you're going to build relationships with all those players, and your stats are going to boost a lot with them. It's a little extra incentive to play the game a little bit more realistically. One other slight change is real-time stat increases. So if you play Road to the Show the last few years, you'll know that once you get a hit or once you make a play, after the play's done, you'll see what attributes are going up based on how you did it. But now it's a little more instant gratification. So instead of having to wait till the play's over, it just pops up near your player during the play. Which, you know, not a big change, but I like it. It's cool. Not game changing, but whatever. And that's actually going to bring us to the end of the Road to the Show section and the end of the video. Now, I'm not going to lie, I was a little bit let down. I expected a bit more for franchise, but it is what it is. Hopefully next gen will be better. I still got high hopes for the March to October live stream, as that's become one of my favorite game modes ever in MLB The Show, so I can't wait to see that one. And let me know in the comment section below, guys, what are you most excited for in franchise and Road to the Show and MLB The Show 20? I want to hear your thoughts. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I'm out. Peace.